What's going on, everyone? What's going on? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Friday's stream. Should be a good one. Should be an interesting one. Yeah, how are we all doing? Morning, everything Cyber Canada. Everything Cybertruck. Good morning to you, good sir. Or good madam. How are we all doing? How are we all doing? Do make sure when you've come in, you drop a like on the stream. Let's get the likes going. Let's get as many likes as possible. I just need to plug my charger in, actually. Bada boom, bada bang. Yeah, welcome everyone as we get people slowly dripping in. Welcome back to another day of streaming. Greg, how we doing? Nice little profile pic there, I like that. Gold Sniper, what's going on, legend? How is everything? Yeah, we've got an interesting bit of analysis to do on Bitcoin today. So I guess that's where we'll kick things off, as usual, with Bitcoin. Doing super good, catching a lot of amazing trades on gold with Stonksy and DCA in Bitcoin. Very nice, mate. Are we bullish or bearish today? I'm neither, to be honest, Scotty. I think I'm mostly just waiting for an opportunity either side. So we will kick things off with some Bitcoin TA. I think probably best if we go to a new chart. And let's just have a look at the price action to start off with. So let's turn everything off. Where are we currently? Well, obviously, this kind of region, if we go into the 1 hour, you can see this kind of region around 84k has obviously been key of recent. If we go to the lower time frame, we are literally, currently anyway, stuck in a range. So there's your range low on the low time frame. There's your range high on the low time frame. And around here is your midpoint, isn't it? Somewhere around here, which kind of checks out. Probably a bit lower. So there's your midpoint around there, which ties in perfectly, obviously. You know, Bitcoin, when it formed this low time frame range, as you can see, the behavior around the range high, the range low, and then the midpoint. You know, it gets up into this upper range. Support, resistance, breaks back below resistance, support, resistance. Failed to get above there. But yeah, it is a very, very low time frame range. So what am I currently looking? Well, let's have a look to see what happened yesterday anyway. So obviously yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah. We obviously had price come into this supply zone here. Obviously take liquidity from the upside. We then had, if we go and have a look. Oops. We had price then form this high here on a bounce back up, which then acted as resistance here. And then we came up, obviously this was in anticipation of Trump speaking, or the video, whatever. We then swept that and then sold off aggressively. So that is currently the state of Bitcoin at the moment. What am I looking for? Oh, we're selling off a bit. So I am watching for a sweep of this wick here, which would obviously take out these wicks, which have just been took out. It would take out this wick. It'd take out this low. And then, yeah, so I'm looking for something like this. So if we go back to the 5-minute chart, as you can see, if we zoom in on here, what else did we have? We had price come in and find support around here. This then turned to resistance. So in short, we've obviously got this range here. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a sweep of here, bounce into here, and then potentially come back down. Or at least get this first bit out the way anyway. At least get a sweep of this and then a bounce up. I do have a buy limit set at 83,500 if we get there. Obviously looking at sweeping these lows. So, yeah. We'll see. And then obviously I've got my sell limit in up here for whichever we did first. But, I mean, if we can play both, I'll play both. Hello, Loki. How we doing, my friend? SEC Crypto Roundtable today. Is that right? It will probably be in Nottingburg, I imagine. But yeah, I mean, the goal with this account, I funded this account with 5,000 USDT. I think we're up to 5,166. My goal with this account is mainly just to slowly grow it and kind of show people that you can grow an account using very low leverage. So at the moment, I've only used 2x leverage so far. I had a little long on I opened this yesterday and I decided to close it today because I didn't really like where I wanted a better entry. But obviously when I shorted Bitcoin down from 86,700, there it is. Profited 136 USDT. So yeah, my goal for this account is to slowly grow it. Obviously the equity in it is 5,165. I'd like to slowly grow it towards the 10k region and just show you guys that you can, you know, scalp Bitcoin. Obviously these will be scalped. If we come into any other high time frame key levels, I'll go in with more size. But yeah, it's just something fun for us to use on stream and stuff like that. And yes, just slowly grow it. So that's where I'm up to with that BLOFIN account anyway, and what I'll be using it for. But yeah, it'd be good. It will be good. Hopefully anyway. Should be good. But yeah, essentially that's what I'm looking for today is sweep of this downside here. Come back up. Obviously take out these highs here. Come slam back into this low time frame SR here. And then maybe potentially tail off again. We could always do that. So, yeah, but I mean, we just need one more little push down to maybe cement that move to the upside. So let's see. I hope that's not it. Obviously, it's took liquidity below this current, the current daily low. So it's just swept the daily low, but it's left this wick untouched, and obviously this big one here. So if we bounce from here, then it's still just standard range play in it. It's still just Bitcoin trading within this range. This low time frame range here. Stonksy gone long on a 1 hour, but hasn't copy traded as a bot. No, it hasn't. I think some other people witnessed a bit of a similar issue. Just put a message in to the general chat and just tag SMFC Bash. He'll be able to give you an explanation or help you out with it, mate. But yeah, let's see. I'm hoping that this isn't it. Hoping we get full sweep of here and obviously here. To then maybe ride a little scalp back to the upside throughout US session maybe, or, you know, throughout the rest of today. So we'll see if we get filled or not and if it comes off. But yeah, do make sure, drop a big thumbs up on the stream. If you are new, subscribe. Loki, what are you doing with your long, mate? Are you still just riding it? You still just riding it? But yeah, I mean, it would make sense. It would make sense to sweep that for sure. Obviously, had some great trades on Stonksy this week. Catching the initial drop, and then obviously going long for this huge rally that we got. And then notice, yeah, Stonksy done really well to come out of this green background, obviously before price rolled over again. Good afternoon, Matty. How are we doing, my friend? How are we doing? So, yeah, that's what we're looking at currently. Don't know if we're going to get this or not. Maybe we don't. But yes. There we go. ETH just had a mega crash, hasn't it? So ETH has come and now done. Obviously, it did it yesterday again, but now it's pulled deep into an SR test. You see it better on the 1 hour chart. So obviously, formerly resistance, the range high. Obviously bounced from it yesterday, but now we've come in and done a deep retest. It's looking like it wants to bounce, but I mean, how much weight do you put to that? How much weight do you put to ETH on its own? If Bitcoin bounces, then yeah. Solana is still just doing its thing, isn't it, in here? Nothing really too much. There's nothing really too much to comment about most things. I mean, XRP is very nearly retraced this news candle that it had. Tell you what, did anyone see this? This thing was mental. Orca absolutely blew up on the listing on Upbit. Absolutely blew up. Now, what's interesting is the perps price on everything is like $1 less. So obviously we can see here spot price is 4.26. Now this isn't singularly to BLOFIN. This is on. I've had a look on everything. The futures price is almost $1 less, which is odd, isn't it? But yeah, I was looking to maybe try and short that while on the. Obviously, I had this outlined today. I was looking for a squeeze back up into this blue line, which it did, but I couldn't short it anywhere because obviously the perps price is $1 less than the spot price, and I still don't know why. I still can't figure out. So if anyone does know why that is, and why it's not been rectified, do let me know in the chat, because I'll be honest, I don't know why. I don't know why that is the case. But yeah, mega. So ready for the weekend. Weather is a blessing right now. The weather's lovely, mate, and I'm guessing you're in the UK. The weather has been really nice this week. But yeah, Orca, and then another one that Stonksy done really well on, that had a news-based price movement, was Berger, but to the opposite direction. Berger went tumbling down on the news that Binance was going to delist it, which, as you can see, has crushed the price 48% today. And again, Stonksy was on it. You know, it was on Orca and it was on Berger. I think this is obviously the 5 minute, but I think it was on the 1 hour as well. Yeah, so the 1 hour actually went red. Obviously, you can't tell. You can't bake news events in, can you? But the fact it was, it was red at the time is amazing. Looks like it's performed really nicely on Berger as well. So yeah, seems like maybe the end for Berger. I don't know. I don't know anything about the project. I don't know what it does. But getting delisted from Binance is obviously a bad sign, I imagine. So that's where we're up to with Berger anyway. But yeah, this Orca movement is insane. Absolutely insane. I mean, when you look at the chart like that, it's just... It's just such a good potential place to short. Well, I mean, risk reward, yeah. You know, you're shorting a very, very strong news candle, aren't you? But you would imagine, well, I would imagine, you know, whatever it does here, you know, whether it comes back up or not, and then it'll just do something. It'll just sidestep down, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, you don't know why, but the perps price is $1 less than the. We can get it up. Let's have a look. Where's the perps price? Perpetual contract. So yeah, here's the perps price. I mean, to be fair, you could still just play it the same, couldn't you? It's just like it's a bit unsettling because it's like, are they going to try and rebalance it or something? You know, is it suddenly just going to go bang and try and rebalance towards the spot price? You know, would you be safe shorting this, or suddenly will it go bang and then just, you know, realign with itself? I don't know. Suey says, "Do delicious, yo." I'll have a look at that, mate. No doubt it eases into its fair price again once the hype around is gone. The question is, how could it still go? Yeah, so it's a shame, really, because yeah, otherwise, I think, you know, you're obviously taking a gamble because it could carry on potentially, but you know, if you would be willing to gamble, then obviously it might be a decent place to go on it. But yeah, for some reason the perps price is pretty much stuck down here, isn't it? So I have no idea why that is. I'll be honest, I don't. I have no idea what could be causing that or why. So yeah. But Bitcoin maybe is looking juicy for the sweep. Maybe we're going to get the sweep. Which, if we do, we should trigger, I hope, the buy limit. And then ideally, you know, in an ideal world, we trigger the buy limit and then rally up towards the sell limit, and then we come back down. That would be in an ideal world, like. Yeah. I mean, we'll see, won't we? We'll see. I doubt it's going to be that straightforward. Right, I'll check on Siri in a second for you, Doodylicious. Anything for you, Doody. Tell you what, there's nothing better than Yorkshire tea, is there? For any of you tea drinkers out there, there is just nothing better than Yorkshire tea. Right. Sue. Lovely short caught by Stonksy. Now, notice, what can I notice straight away? Is that, obviously, we came up above this key SR line that we've been watching for a while on stream now, obviously, since we came below it. We obviously got above it, tested it for support, held, obviously rallied up a little bit. And then we dropped back below it, rejected, and then obviously came up. These wicks, you know, pretty much came into the area of rejection, and then we've sold off again. So Sui's back below KSR, in my opinion. But again, pretty much like anything, everything is just waiting on Bitcoin. So, you know, Bitcoin turns around and does a U-turn, then everything will probably turn around with it. So, yeah, what I'm looking for now is just a sweep and then a reclaim and then go. So let's see if we get it or not. We're approaching my limit order. So, come on, trigger it. Let's hope it triggers. Even if it goes to the stop loss. I can't remember where I put the stop loss on this one. I think it was 3K, 83K. I think it was 83K. But yeah, let's see what it does anyway. Oh, there we go. There we go. Bang. See how fast that was? Do you see that? Look at that. I'm not going to lie, that kind of scared me a little bit. It kind of scared me a little bit how fast that went then. So we're in. Let's go over back to that clean chart we was looking at. Right, we're in now. So we've swept this wick, which I was looking to be swept. Obviously, we've now swept all local wicks inside this range. So what do we need next from Bitcoin? We need to reclaim this low time frame range now. Whether it does or not is a different question. We might just carry on downwards. But that's what we need to do. The mission is clear now. Is get back above this upper blue line here. Stop going down, ideally. I mean, yeah, ideally it stops going down, but I can't remember where have I got my my stop loss is at 83k. Okay. Yeah, so we'll see. My stop loss is down here. But yeah, so we ideally now we absorb here, come back up into this range, and now start heading to the upside. Ideally. Obviously, maybe we're not living in an ideal world. So maybe I get took out. But we'll see how it develops. Obviously, we've got half an hour till US Open. Thank you, mate. No problem. No problem at all. Anything for you, do delicious. Right, so yeah, this is quite important now for Bitcoin, because if we don't bounce here, then it's looking really bad, isn't it? We do need to now go back. Need to form like a nice bigger wick on the hourly. I don't really have much room, like, do I? There's my stop loss there. So, I mean, hopefully it holds, but yeah, we need to form a nice. Well, I mean, the hourly's going to close now. So on the hourly, we need to recover this. We need to recover this. Otherwise, imagine should have held. Imagine if I just held my short. I was short from 86,700. I was thinking, I was looking at it, I was like, why did I not short that yesterday? Why did I not short that? I don't know what I was doing. But yeah. Let's go and have a look. Should we look at the 1 minute? Nice play by Stonksy. So yeah, we need to now recover this. So we need to, let's get rid of that. All that matters from here point onwards is we could recover this blue line now. So we need to go back up and recover this to have any sort of chance of this plan playing out. Otherwise, I might just get took out. Volume is rising. It's triggering. It is triggering. Yeah, it's already done the liquidity sweep. As you let me change the colors on this. Yeah, so it's already done the liquidity sweep. You can see the volume candle from when it broke down out to this low time frame range. Now we want to reclaim 83,700 and whatever. We want to reclaim that now it's done the liquidity sweep. To then push back up into the range and then hopefully come up towards the next area liquidity, because then we'd have swept the low of this side. Obviously, if we get back inside the range, then we'd then logically now then, as long as we hold it, start then looking to the upside. In theory. Let's see. I would like it to come off. I mean, it'd be good. It would be good. But who knows? But yeah, you can clearly see, can't you, where the volume came in? You know, look at the volume. Volume came in right to shove it right below this range. But when we was looking at BLOFIN and it did it just dead quick, it kind of, I don't know why, it kind of scared me how fast it went. Like I weren't expecting it. I'll put the poll up. Get the poll going, guys and girls. Yes, Kev, how we doing, my friend? Easy, man, easy. Great to see you, Kev. Right, let's see. Are we going to go back up now? Tell you what, just for everyone's entertainment, I'll mark out where my stop loss is. Then maybe everyone has a bit of fun with it. If I get took out. Yeah. I mean, it's not great. The issue is going into US Open, isn't it? Like this. But we are dumping into US Open, so maybe do we pump afterwards? I mean, SPX has just been selling off futures hours. Obviously, pre-market has been selling off. It's all it's been doing is selling off. Come on. Do something rational, Bitcoin. The rational thing now is to reclaim the range and go for the upper side liquidity. Come and take out the highs above here now. Before it takes its direction. Yes, Matt. How we doing? Stonksy. How we doing, mate? Hello, mate. What you say? Dump before US Open and pump. We are dumping before the US Open. Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping that we're going to pump because I'm now long. Obviously, not financial advice. Do not copy me whatsoever. But I'm long, so I'm hoping that we're going to pump, yeah. My idea, the S&P 500 finished yesterday on a downer, so we might see a sympathetic bounce. Well, my idea for Bitcoin is that, so, yeah, I had my limit order in at 3,500. So my idea is that we go, we reclaim the low time frame range here. So we reclaim this low. And then we go for the upper liquidity. So we move up into the range, sweep that, come in back into contact with this low time frame SR, and then maybe tail off or continue on bouncing. I don't care. But I had obviously the limit bidding, which triggered, and then I've got my sell limit in as well, and then my take profits at 85k. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it works out to be a good trade. But yeah, no, as everything with cryptos, no guarantees. What's your entry? $83,500 on the dot. There are a lot of market shorts entering here. Lol, time to send it back up. Yeah, I think so. I think so, Loki. Yeah. I just see it nothing more than a liquidity sweep. It's literally nothing. If you go to the hourly, Obviously, low time frame. You know, you can see we've formed this range. So we've now took out the lows of here. We've took out the lows of we've took out this low from yesterday, and we've obviously took out this low here. So we've just had a pure liquidity sweep of local liquidity. So now the logical thing for me would be to reclaim the range, this low time frame range, and then head towards the highs, which is up here, obviously. And then maybe look for direction from there. So obviously, you know, we'd come up, sweep this liquidity above the highs, and then maybe come into here. You know, we had this as support, and then resistance yesterday. So maybe that's just one idea, but that's what I'm going with anyway. Run of previous day's low and filled gap on the 4 hour. Send it back up, mate. Send it back up. You can single-handedly send this back up, can't you? Do make sure you all drop a like on the stream and subscribe if you're new. If you do want to trade anything, like I'm obviously got this Bitcoin long open at the moment. You can click the first link in the description and sign up to BLOFIN. That's where I've got my position open. And yeah, for anyone wondering, we have $5,000 in this account. I think my first objective is to get to 10K, but we're going to do it slowly. So, you know, we're not doing any silly leverage or, you know, silly trades. We're going to be using low leverage, so like 2-3x, maybe 4x at a push. And we're just going to be doing, you know, scalps like this. Obviously, if this comes off anyway. If I get stopped out, get stopped out. We're going to be doing scalps and then obviously looking to trade into high time frame areas. But yeah, I mean, if I can slowly build it up to 10K, that'd be great. But yeah, obviously, I had one nice trade yesterday. Obviously, short down from 86,700, closed out at 85K, which netted me nearly 3.8%. And then I did actually have one open yesterday from this price, and then I closed that this morning for, you know, the price of what would go and get me a bottle of water from the shop. So I had a feeling that maybe we would drop. That's why I have bids in lower. So yeah, lucky I closed that really. Close back above daily SR at 84K and we are all good. I fancy it, like I do. I fancy it. I fancy it for a push back up now. Oh, Stonksy's going green on the 1 minute as well. Stonksy's going green on the 1 minute, right? It's starting to look good. It's starting to look positive. We just obviously need to reclaim. Whoa, $4 in profit. Get on me. Get on me. But yeah, it's good because I've got this account I can use for streaming, and then I actually had the same entry pinned on my. I had the same entry pinned on my my personal account, which is good. So I'm going to have to manage that as well while we're on stream, but I've got that on my phone, so easily done. But yeah, so I'm actually running dual longs at the moment. Obviously, this one's small, so if I get stopped out on this, it's only $18. But yeah, so but if it comes off, then double win. Yeah, we're looking all right so far. We're looking all right. Loki says we are just beginning the run to 90K. I thought you were looking at 92.7. What happened to that? What happened to 92.7? Yeah. Hopefully, mate, that'll be good. I would love to slam it down anywhere around that. I would love to get a short in around there. SPX is just bleeding, isn't it? We need this thing to stop bleeding. What are they doing pre-market? Nvidia's down a couple of points pre-market. Apple's down. Meta's down. Microsoft is down. Tesla's down. Oh, they're all down. They're all down pre-market. I actually fancy this for a little bit of a run. No, it might even go higher than that, to be fair. Might even go higher. There we go. Here we go. Come on. Yeah. Yes. Come on now. Now what we want is this. What we don't want to do is reject like we're currently doing. We want to get back into here now. We want to get back into the range. Come on. No messing around. I'm targeting 92.7, but this is just a run-up. Yeah, I know, mate, I know. How do you feel about TMG's new bearishness? How do I feel about it? I don't know. I mean, I can see why he's bearish, yeah? We've had a breakdown out of a 4-month range that led us, the run led us to historical prices, didn't it? Obviously breaking 100k, breaking above 100k, we then ranged. Then we've had a breakdown out of, a 3-4 month range, whatever it was. So, yeah, I can. I mean, I don't personally think that we regain this range for a while. If we are going to carry on to the upside, which is why I'm looking for shorts around 89k-ish if we get there. I don't know if we just like price collapse, but like just easier to do this on a daily. So I don't know if we just price collapse, but I think. Obviously, here's like the range low, around here, isn't it? But I like the idea of like running up to here-ish, then coming back down somewhere, evaluate it whenever, and then, whether we then bounce back or I don't know. I like the idea that pretty much we either range in here, or we go up, come back down, and then something catalyzes us to like go like this maybe, and then bamf. And I maybe carry on into like high mid-60s and then bounce. I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. While everything is so unclear, I'm literally just focusing on trading. So while everything is so unclear, I'm literally just focusing on trading. So I'm just focusing on just trying to make money out of the market both ways. So if it comes into a level where I think it'll bounce, I'll long it. Obviously, same for the short side. All I'm interested in now is no matter what happens to the market, I just want to make money. So I have no bias personally, long or bull or bear. I just want to make money trading the market. But I mean, you can definitely see both sides, can't you? You can see it. You can definitely see a side for, this is just like a standard bull market correction. Whether we go a bit lower or not. Before new highs whenever this year, or you can see the thing go of, is everyone just so focused on this just being a correction and higher prices are definitely coming? Is everyone kind of just sleepwalking into a bear market? I don't know. But the great thing about just trading the market is you do not have to really care. You just have to remain with zero emotion and just trade what you see. So, if price comes into a level where technically speaking, is a good long, you long it. Then you close the long, and if it looks like a good position to go short, you go short. No emotion attached. That's the only way to really make money in this market now. What's the reason for being bearish? You'll have to ask him, mate. You'll have to ask him. He was live yesterday. He sometimes pops into the stream, so if he pops in, you can ask him. But he'll give you a reason, of course. I think because obviously I don't know. I don't know his full explanation, but I think a lot of it is tied to the way that Sailor's behaving and kind of the idea that Sailor is now like actually running a Ponzi scheme. I think that has potentially a lot of weight into what he's thinking. But yeah, I mean, pop in, ask him under his tweets or pop if he goes live again today or whenever. Ask him, or if he comes into the chat, just ask him. Yeah, he'll happily give you a full explanation. Afternoon, Thomas. How we doing? I watched a video from Martini Guy, but he's sure that we're heading into the crypto abyss. I think Trump's intentionally trying to dump the markets. He wants stimulus, doesn't he? Trump wants to turn the money printer on. Trump wants stimulus. Right, okay, we're looking good now. Oh yes, a whole $10 in profit. I can go and I can nearly buy myself some lunch tomorrow. Roundabout now, I can buy myself some lunch. So yeah. So I'm looking for maybe something like this, but I don't know. I might get rid of the sell limit order because I do fancy us to rally towards 89k. So I might get rid of the sell limit. Yeah, I don't know. Do make sure you drop a big like on the stream now if you've just joined in. Michael Saylor's strategy to raise 722 million to buy more. Has that just come out? Oh, yeah. I don't know. Like, to be honest, like, I'm not, me personally, like, I would say I've got, like, a decent basic understanding of how it works, kind of, with what he's doing. But it does kind of make me a bit nervous what he's doing. Good afternoon, all. Made good gains on Pie Short. Yes, mate. That's what we like. That is what we like. Well in Scottish. Yeah, it does kind of make me a bit nervous what Sailor's doing, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. There's just something a bit unsettling, isn't there, about someone taking on so much debt. And you look at it and you're like, if we do get another harsh bear market, like with the amount of debt that he's took on and the amount he's bought, how does he survive? How does he survive Bitcoin dropping to like 30k again if that's what it does? Like, how does he actually survive that? If the stock market crashes as well, and then obviously MSTR's crashing. Like, he seems like, is he now setting himself up a bit to be the fall guy? So, you know, i.e., he's the biggest Bitcoin bull. He's acquired so much Bitcoin. Now, you know, finally we've had the ETFs. You've got the US buying Bitcoin. You've got, you know, potentially Bitcoinization. Is he the guy, like, where he crashes and burns and then Bitcoin just goes on its natural, like, trajectory of just up and up and up forever? And then, like, he gives it all these people that have now come in, like the US, like the ETFs, you know, like nation states, the entry that they want. That's maybe what you'd be looking at it thinking, wouldn't you? I don't know. We going down. No, he's not bought. He's not bought. He's just raising more money. GM brother, are we still in bull run? I mean, it's a very, like, very interesting question, isn't it? I don't like this, though. I don't like how we've rejected. If he goes bankrupt, government will sell all that Bitcoin right away. No. Why? Why would they? Does he know something, or is he in on something? Yeah, but I think that was like the guess of why he was buying so much up at the highs, wasn't it? And look where the price is now. Lol, are we still in a bull run? Question is, are we almost out of the bear market? Oh, yeah, this is no bear market, this sample. If we've gone into a bear market, things would get a lot worse. Me, still, personally, I still fancy one more leg up at some point this year, personally. I still fancy one more leg up. Whether the low is in or not is a completely different question, isn't it? But I still fancy one more leg up and then crash and burn. But again, you know, these are just like, you could probably right. We could probably sit here over the course of a 2-hour stream. I reckon we could draw about 100 different possibilities on this chart for what would happen over the next year. And maybe, just maybe, one of them would be right. Also, 100 of them could be wrong. We just don't know, do we? So that's why. Just focus on the chart and what the chart is telling you. Would rather have Sailor than some Russian or Chinese billionaire doing this. Either way, he's personally loaded. I doubt he'll mind being on pop. He doesn't care, does he? He doesn't care. Yeah, he don't care. Well, the thing is, I don't think he wouldn't go to prison because he's not done anything illegal. So this isn't like Madoff. When you label him a Ponzi scheme, it's not labeling him like Madoff or SBF. He's not done anything illegal. Okay, everything he's doing is legal. You know, the way he's raising money is legal. The way he's structured MicroStrategy is legal. Everything he does is legal. He's not doing anything illegal. It's all regulatory fine. So he wouldn't go to prison. It would just be that he would cause probably the biggest Bitcoin sell-off ever, and MicroStrategy would go bust. That's all. That's, you know, potentially what's on the line. But again, that doesn't mean that is necessarily going to happen. We've got 4 minutes until US Open, so make sure you get your voting on the poll. Yeah, I don't like the way we've come up and rejected off the underside of this low time frame range now. So obviously we had this low time frame range. I don't like the fact we've rejected off here. What is SPX doing? Right, if we get a bounce on this on open, I think maybe we're all maybe we're good on Bitcoin to bounce. We just need positive day on the stock market, and Bitcoin should be all right to bounce then, maybe. Let's go and have a look. %52% thinking that we go up. Let me close that. So we'll see what happens. Pretty much a 50-50 split. Yeah. I'll tell you what. That Trump video from yesterday was a massive waste of time, wasn't it? Blimey. 2 minutes. Almost everything except Bitcoin, XRP, and Sol is in a bear market for a year now. No, I don't know, you know, because everything got a decent push. I wouldn't say that, no, because you only have to go back to November. Everything went up massive. So let's take something like Link. You know, Link. In December, went up to $30, $31 nearly. If you go back to its previous highs, it topped out at 52 in 2021, and obviously that was a huge spike. A lot of the time, the price topped off at around $35. It was only on this, you know, this very fast and thin run up that it got above here. You know, it went to 40 odd and then went up to here. Most of the time, you know, the first half of, you know, it topped out here, and then obviously this was the run. And then even in the November when Bitcoin went to 69k and made a new high, Link only topped out at 38. And obviously, you know, a lot of resistance was here at 30. In December, it went to 31. So it pretty much nearly got there. It's just the fact that everything since November has pretty much just been absolutely wrecked. You know, Link down 50%, you know, to the low over 60. That's where the pain has come from. The pain has come from that, just like the sheer velocity that things have sold off since December. So I would agree with you that everything has been in a bear market, you know, quote unquote bear market. You know, you could quote it a bear market, you could quote it horrendous correction, you could quote it huge sell-off, whatever you want. But pretty much everything has been like that since the end of December, apart from, yeah, XRP. I mean, even Sol. You know, Sol's down over 50%. Sol's down like 60, 65%, isn't it, from where it topped out at $300? Oh, yeah. There we go. It was just hot air from Trump, nothing new. Well, literally, he just came in to say hello, didn't he, pretty much? Literally, the video was just him saying hello and just repeating everything we already knew. Here we go, getting a nice push on Bitcoin now. Bull run was last year, but I agree. One more push up, Q3, Q4, then huge jump bear market to 33k. Well, the thing is, right, when you actually look at Bitcoin, if Bitcoin, you know, if this turned out to be the top, you can't really moan, can you? From where it went up. You know, the fact it bottomed out at, you know, like, what was it, 15.5k, something like that. You know, it's done 620%, which converts to just over a 7x, done it? So it's done a 7x. Well, over a 7x. The last time, in the last bear market, obviously it bottomed out there, did like a 20x. Well, obviously we'll go the first one, because like that was the real high, when it, this was caused by the Bitcoin futures, really. So it did like a 16, did like a 17x on the first high anyway. But obviously that was going to, you know, nearly half of what this was. So, you know, if you went back to, you know, late 2022 and you said next cycle Bitcoin's going to go to, you know, pretty much 110k, it's going to do a 7x from here, would you take it? You go, yeah, absolutely. So, I don't know. We're getting a sell-off on Bitcoin. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Well, that was just an instant like pump and dump, wasn't it, on US Open? Oh, yeah, here we go. The ye old rug pull. It can't get back into that range, can it? Yeah, it's open, yeah. Just opened. It just opened. Oh, here we go. It's weird as well, because SPX is bouncing nicely. SPX is bouncing nicely. Now, either we're just taking this liquidity out from the drop and then we're going to go up, or Bitcoin is just going to completely shit the bed. One of the two. Maybe we're just doing one last stock run. But I mean, SPX has opened up pretty nice. So S&P just mega tanked. Recovering now though, yeah. Well, it mega tanked in futures hours. So it's pretty much just gone down only. So I imagine it's opened a gap up. Where did it close yesterday? Would have closed yesterday, what, around here? 660 maybe, something like that. It's just mega tanked in futures hours today. Just down only, pretty much, like, since 12 o'clock this afternoon. It's just been down only. So, but again, there's the volume coming in on this drop here. But we need to bounce from Bitcoin, really. We need to bounce. Or we're going to Goblin Town, maybe. Do make sure you drop a like on this stream. Subscribe if you're new as well. Oh, here we go. Here comes Bitcoin wrecking everyone's day. S&P 500 and nuking. It's just going to carry on going down, isn't it? I mean, the thing is, now it's coming into here, it's like, this just opens the floodgates, really, just for it to completely nuke through all this. Like, you see all this build up here? There was hardly any sweeps. It was pretty much just like one straight run up. So it's just like, is it literally just going to nuke through all that? Like, all that was pretty much just one straight run up, wasn't it? There was like hardly ever any pullbacks to sweep the previous couple of lows. So unless we bounce from here and we actually do, you know, U-turn and go up, It could actually really just nuke through all this. But yeah, we need, I mean, easing up on the S&P and reversal of today's sell-off. Then we're probably looking all right. We just need that little bit of relief. TMG says my date is getting better. Send it to 0. Doesn't really look like there's much market strength, does it? What's the let's see what the Mag 7's done. Nvidia down 2.4%. Just nuking since open. Absolutely nuking in it. Apple around there. We've got Meta. The thing is, if everything like the Mag 7, oh, Tesla's actually up. Tesla's up today. It's Nvidia that looks like it's pulling everything down. But yeah, I mean, we've dumped on open. So do we now reverse? We've dumped on open, so now do we reverse? Obviously, we dumped pretty much across the board now. I bet ETH's looking horrendous, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, look at the state of ETH. Literally, it traded within this range here for, you know what, the best part of 2 weeks. It gets one push up, out, and then literally just falls off again. And now, look at that. It's now looking like it's going to close back into the range, unless Bitcoin does something. It's shocking, isn't it? But we'll see what happens. We've got 40 people watching. If you do want to trade anything today, do make sure you click that first link in the description and sign up to BLOFIN. And if you do want to get Stonksy, which is the indicator that we are looking at the moment, you do get full indicator access. You get to come into the Discord, where actually TMG has just created his own channel in the Discord now called, I think it's Ask TMG Questions. Just TMG Questions, where you can ask him questions and stuff. But yeah, you get full indicator access to the Discord server, and you get whitelisted for the trading bot as well, which is ran via BLOFIN. So yeah, you can get that with 20% off today, with 20% off your first month with code BOT20. It's pinned in the chat. It's the message that's pinned in the chat. So yeah, do come and try us. Like I said, it's a monthly rolling contract. Sorry, monthly rolling plan. So there's no contract. But yeah, you can get 20% off your first month. So you pretty much, you've got a free hit, haven't you? You've got a decent free hit. Come and try it for 20% off, which will obviously give you a nice discount. But yeah, that is the second link in the description to take you to the Stonksy page. We are pumping back up on Bitcoin. And yeah, S&P 500. So yeah, like I was saying, I mean, if we retrace all this, so all this sell-off was in, obviously, pre-market, in futures hours. So if we retrace all that and pump back up on the S&P, that should give Bitcoin some room to potentially go to 85. If we get that. If not, then it is what it is. But let me know, is anyone in any trades at the moment? Is anyone in any trades? I think my trade is probably still alive. Just about. My trade should still be alive, just about. All I do is DCA hot. Okay. Okay. Now, what's the idea behind this then? Why do you like this one so much? I mean, yeah, you can see here. You know, it's pretty much got... I mean, for around these levels, yeah, you can see why. You know, this was obviously resistance, resistance, resistance for a long period of time. Resistance, then breakout. Never really got a retest, did it? Until obviously price come all the way back down. Then retested here, accumulated. Then bounce. And didn't really come into it back here. But again, you know, tested it again here and held nice. So I can see why, yeah. Because, you know, in terms of the chart, it's just a key high time frame SR retest, isn't it? But what's the actual thesis behind the thing? Are you... Where are you looking for it to go and stuff? So this is the, as you can see, Bitcoin now again is pressing this range low that we've had on the low time frame. So we need to just reclaim it. So we just need to clear this, and then it should be good for a squeeze back up towards 85k, in my opinion. As long as we get back above here properly. For now, we're just rejecting off it, aren't we? But, you know, we get back above it properly, and I think we probably squeeze to 85. Could be wrong, but we'll soon see. Time to punish the bears, says Loki. Had a good time in the first run. They're making nice developments. Like, okay, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, you could see the run-up for itself there, couldn't you? The run-up for itself was massive. Obviously, it's bled down like everything else, hasn't it? But yeah, I mean, back into key high time frame SR retest. So, you know, the odds are in your favor, and the risk reward is very good. Yeah. Nice, mate. Nice. I like it. Okay, so pushing back up on Bitcoin now. It looks like we're going to reclaim the low time frame lows. So yeah, it looks like we're going to reclaim. You can see it better on the 5-minute chart. So obviously, since Bitcoin came down, we formed this nice low time frame trading range here. Obviously, support, resistance. It done a liquidity sweep that we was looking at. It went a bit low from what I was thinking, but still did exactly what we was looking at the start of the stream and what I'd planned. And now what we need is to obviously, you can see here where price is rejecting from and struggling to reclaim. But, you know, particularly we start getting above 83,900-ish, and then it should start pushing back, obviously, deeper into this low time frame range with the target of, you know, these highs. So it looks like it's going for it, but we need everything to behave. So we need the S&P 500 to behave. But it's lining up for a squeeze back towards the range high. Now, it's literally just a range, isn't it? So just treat it. It doesn't matter whether it's low time frame or what. We've got support. We've got resistance. We've done a liquidity sweep of the lows. Obviously came out of the lows. We've now reclaimed the lows. So, you know, you reclaim a range low. Where do you target? Well, mid-range and then range high. So we'll see what happens anyway. Have I got enough to buy myself some dinner tomorrow yet? Oh, yeah, I have. There we go. A whopping 15 USDT. Woohoo! Mega money. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I think I'm going to leave this sell limit open as well. I don't know. See maybe how price behaves if/when we get there. Something I'm looking to short down though, when the time is right, is TON. Now I'm a bit skeptical on whether I've missed the boat on whether this was the boat on TON to get short. Obviously, this was all a news pump, and then it's gone back up. But I kind of like the idea of one more push up and really like sweep all this. Obviously, sweep this and then slam it down. Obviously, it would have to line up with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin would have to, I mean, that 4-hour candle that's forming now is looking nice, isn't it? Literally, you can see it better on the 4-hour. So we've literally cleared now all local liquidity below these wicks. So, you know, took out these wicks, took out that wick, that wick, that wick. We've cleared all local liquidity from this run-up pretty much, barring these. So we should be good to squeeze higher now. Take profit. No, I'm gonna let it run. I think we squeeze higher. I'm looking towards 85. I think could be wrong, but it's a small trade anyway. Yeah, we need this to start pushing back up. If the S&P 500 can start pushing back up, then we have room to breathe then, don't we? Which it should do. You know, there's a fair value gap here. But yeah, does anyone want to run through anything? You got any questions? Anything you want me to look at? Yeah, do you know what it is at the moment as well? Because of where the market is, there's a lot of conflicting like theories, isn't there? Like I said before, you know, during this stream we could probably draw out 100 different possibilities of where the market is going to go and the route it would take. And maybe, just maybe, we get one that might be right. But, you know, it could do anything for me. You know, there's theories for it to do anything. So, yeah. I mean, at the moment, I'm literally just teaching it as, taking it as trading. So... But yeah, do make sure you drop a like on the stream and subscribe if you're not. If you do want to take a trade, obviously alongside myself, obviously I know TMG's trading at the moment. Or, you know, all the users are trading in the Discord. You can click that first link in the description, sign up to BLOFIN, non-KYC. Do make sure you go and create an account. And yeah, if you want to get access to Stonksy, so let me show you some of what Stonksy's done so far this week. Obviously, we had these two absolutely great trades. This was on the 5-minute chart. Stonksy catching the drop. As you can see, it went into the red background. And you got the bearish arrow confirmation here. So these are two different things. But yeah, when you get a background followed by one of these arrows, most of the time, it gives you a nice little double confirmation. So yeah, obviously that, and then slam down. Then we went into the green background, and then green arrow, slammed it up. And then obviously Stonksy closed it out at a really nice level before the drop-off. So yeah, if you do want to try that today, you can get 20% off your first month, and that is with code BOT20. So you'll find the code pinned at the top of the chat. It's in the pinned message. It's BOT20. And yeah, you go to the Stonksy website here. It's the second link in the description. Yeah, so when you click, obviously, to sign up, yeah, use code BOT20 in the discount option. But if you do want to pay with crypto and get the discount, just drop us an email. So go onto the website, obviously start now, and then click this hyperlinked email address and just say, hi, I want to get the monthly plan, and I want to use the discount code BOT20. And you can get the discount with crypto as well. Let's go and see what everything else is doing. So Bitcoin's looking a bit indecisive at the moment, isn't it? It's trying to push up, and it's encountering, it's encountering some selling pressure as it's trying to push up, lower time frame. Probably tied into the fact that the S&P 500 is nuking down again. So this thing will just not catch a bid, will it? Obviously, it caught a bid the other day, but it's pretty much back towards its lows. So, yeah, we need some relief on this to give Bitcoin a kick up the arse, if it's going to get a kick up the arse and not just nuke. But obviously got ETH potential. I mean, this is do or die for ETH now, isn't it? Really, in terms of low time frame PA, needs to really bounce at this level. XRP is down a little bit. I think it's pretty much retraced. So yeah, so it's nearly retraced the full news candle now. Pretty much filled in the gap as well that it left behind doing so. Sol is just doing Sol things at the moment. It's not looking too strong. But obviously we've had these two big ones today. So maybe this is something that TMG knows the answer to. I imagine TMG, you know the answer to this, Jordan. So obviously Orc had this huge pump up today. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, it's balanced out. Has it balanced out? No. Has it balanced out? Let's see. Before, Orca, obviously, it had a huge pump up before. Come on. Hang on. Yeah, so, like, why is there such a discrepancy between the futures price and the spot price? Obviously, it's pumped up massive because it's listed on Upbit. You can't really see it too, yeah. So there's like obviously when it was up before, you know, there was nearly $1 worth. When it was up here, it was nearly $1 difference. But why is there such a big gap between the spot price and the futures price? I'm not too sure myself. If Jordan's still in the chat, maybe could tell us, but I don't personally know. I don't know why it's not been balanced out by market makers. But yeah, obviously that got a huge run up. And if you see as well, obviously Stonksy caught, it turned green after this first 5-minute candle and then obviously caught the second leg higher. But on the hour, it was actually green on Orca 2 hours before this candle went berserk. And then obviously the next one was Burger. It's been delisted off Binance today. So down 50%. And yeah, Stonksy was actually red on it before before it got delisted. So, you know, if you happen to be looking at them too, for whatever reason, yeah, really nice movement there. So yeah, price is still, it's still finding it a little bit tough, isn't it, to get back above 84k. So TMG's give us an explanation because they are scamming people on Upbit with higher prices. So their market maker put prices up to match. Okay. Yeah. I just found it. I didn't know why there was such a difference between spot and futures. Like I don't think I've ever seen a gap that big. Because obviously at the time it was when I was looking at it before, it was a $1 gap, which, you know, obviously for the price is like a 25% difference in spot and futures pricing. I can't remember a time I've ever seen that before. I don't know. So yeah. But yeah, nice explanation there from Jordan. So what are we going on? We've got Filecoin. Yeah, we've got a few. A bit of, I mean, ZRO's doing massive. Anyone who's got ZRO, it's had a huge pump off the lows. Obviously, it bottomed out down here. You know, the bottom tick was about 148. But, you know, it gave time people to load up here if you was interested in ZRO. You know, could have picked it up from anywhere between like 160 and 180. And then since then, it's done nearly a 2x. Up at just over $3 now. And yet again, Stonksy catching beautiful trade on it. So yeah, there we go. Gaps can happen like that. It's because nobody trading futures is believing it is worth what they are asking. It's just market makers pushing up prices for marketing to sell a bunch of tokens, then drop it down. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, I think the funding on it's crazy. The funding was -2% before, which you always get that, don't you, on anything that's up that much because of news. Everyone's just obsessed with trying to short it. But it has had a massive blow. So it probably would have been up about 200%. I'm guessing at its highs because I think it went to about $5. Should we have a look? So yeah, obviously we've had US Open. We've had Bitcoin push back up a little bit. Should we have a look to see if we've got anything interesting going on? Obviously, is your favorite person, Jordan, as well? Sailor, an hour ago, announcing that they're raising another 722 million. So they've upped it from 500 million to 722 million. Crazy. Anything interesting going on today? Tether's US Treasury holdings surpassed Canada, Taiwan, and ranked 7 globally. That's fascinating, isn't it? So Tether is there, yeah. So UK is up now. They don't look like they're actually far behind the UK. Like Cayman Islands. I'm guessing that's for tax reasons, isn't it? That's got to be for tax reasons, surely. Guessing maybe there's just loads of billionaires in the Cayman Islands using a Cayman Islands bank account or something. I don't know. Maybe same for Luxembourg. Wow, yeah. But anyway, yeah. So Tether looks like it's going to overtake the UK soon, and then you got Singapore, Belgium, Luxembourg, France, and then yeah, Cayman Islands. Bitcoin. Oh, yeah. Maybe it's going to slam back down now. Maybe it's going to slam back down. We'll keep our eye on it. Anything else interesting been going on? No, there's not. Do you know what I've been finding? Coinbase becomes Ethereum's largest node operator with an 11% stake. Interesting. 89% of the stolen 1.4 billion in crypto is traceable post-hack. That was from the Bybit one. But there's not been like much news going on as of recently. That's something I've been noticing when we've been looking through. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what I was suspecting, would happen and stuff like that, but it's there's not been really much going on. Would anyone like me to look at anything specific? let me know in the chat if you want me to look at, you know, a certain altcoin or whatever it may be. Let me know in the chat and I will take a look. So as we can see, Bitcoin's getting slammed back down, and just from the naked eye, I'm guessing, yeah, S&P's been slammed back down. So this is it at the moment. Unless we see S&P 500 relief, S&P 500 has a little sneeze like this, and then Bitcoin is just slammed back down straight away. So yeah, if we have another bad day on the stock market, yeah, we could see Bitcoin get slammed again. But we need, if you're looking for upside action, you need this to start behaving. You need this to start behaving and start just at least providing some stability, or obviously, like I said before, start retracing this dump. And then that should give Bitcoin the room it needs to squeeze. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, dump on the stock market and then, yeah, dump Peru Bitcoin. Slap like you would slap your nan. Exactly as TMG says, slap like you'd slap your nan. And do subscribe. We are slowly, I think I'm on, let me check. I think I'm close to 1.9k subscribers on YouTube now. Let me see. 1.85 I'm on. 1.85k. So I need another roughly 150 subscribers to reach 2k. So do make sure, if you're not already subscribed, you can get me that 1, 2, 3 extra close. If there's a few of you that are watching aren't subscribed. Any alts that have booked the trend and not followed Bitcoin into the red? Yeah, well, kind of. TRX is obviously one. So you got TRX and BNB, which obviously, you know, normally typically do their own thing. So you got TRX, which while it's pulled back, it's not really, obviously, you know, it's a bit interesting in it, because when you get a candle like this, naturally you are going to come down and fill in a lot of it, if not all of it. But, you know, you look at typically since, you know, even since like, you know, the start of December, it's not down that much. It's only for the fact it's retraced this huge candle. It's held its level well, and obviously that's because, you know, I'm guessing Justin Sun and his counterparties hold most of the supply and can control it quite well. So this hasn't really seen where, you know, since like mid-December, a lot of altcoins have been like minus 70, 80, if not 90% down. TRX has held well, and obviously you can see here, you know, we've got this daily support zone here where price dipped out for a day and then reclaimed straight away. But yeah, TRX still doing its own thing. BNB goes, I think, for the same kind of. Yeah, I mean, you know, you can see here, you've got this diagonal on BNB, which it needs to break. You know, you've got, obviously, formation, and you got touch, rejection, touch, rejection, touch, rejection. Maybe next time, you know, that would be, obviously, the fourth touch since. So, you know, 1, 2, 3, maybe fourth breaks it. And then maybe we're looking towards the horizontal level, which Stonksy's got outlined pretty bob on there about the 721 level. But again, yeah, pretty much doing its own thing. Still very close to its highs, not really had a pullback that much. Them two are the ones to watch for kind of doing its own thing, because they're so heavily controlled by their entities. Matty. Anybody short in Orca? Apparently I wasn't yet. Thank you very much, Matty. Appreciate it. No, because there's a big gap. Well, there's a big gap. There's a big difference in spot and perps prices. So I'm a bit hesitant to try and short it, to be honest. I would have liked to short it. Where's the chart? So this is where I was looking before. So I had this outlined here. So I was looking for it to run back up, which it did, and then it, obviously came up, liquidated above, and then dropped off. But then obviously when I was looking for it, perps prices were a lot lower. So obviously you can see the perps price at 2.5. And then the spot price is that. So, I mean, you probably could, maybe, you could obviously have a go, couldn't you? But I don't really, because I've never really seen that before. I don't know if typically maybe you'll suddenly maybe get a big candle on perps to maybe rebalance it to spot price, or maybe spot comes down back into the perps price. I don't know, because I've never really traded around something like that before with such a big gap. I mean, obviously it's not too bad now. It's about 50 cents difference, but before it was $1. So, there's a 25% difference between spot price and perps price. So, I don't know. I would have liked to have shorted it, like I said, around there where I was looking. Liquidated above here, which it did, and then, yeah, come down, which is what I was looking for it to do. So, I don't know. You could have a go, couldn't you? I mean, just obviously make sure it's either gambling money, because, anything could happen with it. Or, at least you've got your stop in a place where you're happy with what you potentially lose or something. Yeah. So yeah, Bitcoin is crap in the bed now once again. S&P 500 is failing to get any upside momentum at all. So coming back down now. I'm guessing the Mag 7 are selling off. Yeah, you got Nvidia struggling to bounce. Got Apple tailing off a bit. Meta's, yeah, that 5-minute candle. Tesla's obviously, yeah, it was up 2% at one point, coming back down. Google is looking to recover slightly a bit, it looks. But yeah, overall, no strength. And it doesn't look like there's much strength in Bitcoin either. Unless the S&P 500 gets some relief, which, yeah, at the moment it's not. So, it's anyone's guess, isn't it? But yeah, potentially we could get slammed on Bitcoin into like mid 82s maybe. Like I was saying before, you look here, obviously, the build up, I liken it to this. So, we had this run up here was very similar to this, wasn't it? And then obviously, eventually we just come down and pretty much filled in most of it. Maybe you see where price stopped here in this little consolidation that it had. When you look at this bit here, you can kind of see that this bit is kind of the same, isn't it? If you're looking at these two run-ups, they look very similar. Then price came down and then stopped, obviously here, where it seemed logical. Potentially that's the same for here. Potentially maybe we come down into like mid 82s and then bounce. I don't know. But yeah, no relief on the S&P equals no relief on Bitcoin. So we could be in for a rough ride into the end of the week. Yeah. MicroStrategy raising more and more money. Yeah, here we go. If you look at this, maybe we could have a look to see. Now, we are coming into a place here, aren't we, where we could potentially see the S&P 500 push down maybe another, 10 points or so. You would fancy it to do something like this. If it's got any logical sense. You know, you'd fancy it to come down. Just liquidate these weekly lows. So as you can see, this was the low on... Yeah, this was the low on Monday during futures hours. And then obviously on Tuesday, it never taken it. Came close, but never taken it out. So maybe we come down, liquidate this week's low, which would obviously take all liquidity from this week, resting below here, and then potentially bounce. That's the only thing really I can see from here on onwards, if we're going to end up somewhat green for the day. If not, yeah, potentially we just carry on going down. I don't know. But that's potentially maybe one thing we could look at, which hasn't really... I mean, it's only there, isn't it? But as you can see, just the difference in it. That's why at the moment, you know, look, straight away, relief on the S&P 500 on this 5-minute candle. Look at Bitcoin. Straight back, bounce to the upside. So we're literally we're just pinned, aren't we? We're just pinned. At the moment, Bitcoin's really got its wings clipped, kind of. Because any downside on the S&P equals dumperoo for Bitcoin. Just so tightly correlated. Yeah, correlated. Just going to get a quick drink. Oh. But yeah, let me know. That was just a return to the origin on the low time frame. Says Loki. Yeah, what's everyone doing over the weekend anyway? Let me know what have you got planned, what you're doing tonight, or what you're doing Saturday, Sunday. Anyone doing anything nice? What have you got going on? I think, yeah, right. I was gonna go and grab another drink, but I'll just stay where I am. Oh, Matty is doing whiskey tasting with a colleague. Very nice. That tonight, Matty, after work. Playing some Satisfactory. What's that? Oh, Sunday. Oh, very nice. Very nice, mate. Well, enjoy. Sounds good. Sounds good. I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of whiskey myself. I'm not a fan of whiskey myself. But sounds nice. Well done. Well done. Enjoy. Another Dave says, hopefully we get a rate reduction on 7th of June. 7th of May it is, mate. 7th of May is the next FOMC meeting and rate decision. I don't think we will. I think they'll hold. I think they'll hold again. Powell is in no rush to drop rates. He's in no rush to do anything. We're lucky to all have different tastes. Well, that's it. That's it, mate. Completely right. What about everyone else? We've got 32 people watching the stream. So let me know, what is everyone else up to over the weekend? Me, myself, not too much, really. Not too much. Think if the weather's nice, yeah, just be doing something outdoorsy, I think. But I've not got really too much planned. Think maybe going for a meal on Sunday. But yeah, nothing too much planned, really. Should we look at liquidity? Tell you what, we've not looked at liquidity today, have we? We could look at liquidity while we wait to see if Bitcoin's going to do anything interesting. Now, as you can see, 24-hour is... You can see where price came down, liquidate. Now, This is the low time frame range that we was looking at before. So this is it. This is the low time frame range. As you can see, price came down, took liquidity from beneath it here, swept liquidity from below, which is why I'm still leaving my trade open, targeting 85, because the next logical thing is, right, okay, we're taking liquidity below. If we get any sort of decent push, the logical thing is to come and take the highs out, which would obviously take us into 85-ish. Let's have a look at a 2-week time frame. Nothing really too much, is there? Obviously, we've got liquidity now above the high of this week. And then obviously we've got liquidity towards 80k, but nothing really too much. Big old chunk down towards, oh, look at that, towards 63. So yeah, on a 1 month horizon, it's pretty stacked both sides, isn't it? Obviously, we've had a run of upside, kind of. Now, if you're looking on a 1 month horizon, the immediate liquidity does look to the downside because you've got this void now. But again, for the time frame that it's doing, I don't think that really matters too much. We are pushing on back up now. And again, here we go. S&P 500 pushing back up, offering relief. Bitcoin takes, which is why, if we can, you know, obviously push back up towards, you know, this is probably where price finds trouble on the S&P, because you come into supply here. But, you know, a push back up to there should, in theory, give Bitcoin the legs it needs to at least go to 85. Now, I think this maybe area comes a bit of a troublesome region, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Just need relief on the S&P, and that gives Bitcoin the green light to squeeze. Another Dave is saying got a 3x short on Orca, expecting a full retrace over the weekend. Very nice, Dave. Very nice, mate. Dave, when do you see yourself retiring? Bloody hell, what a question that is. I don't know, mate. To be honest, I don't know. I don't know. Not. I don't think I don't. There's times over the past, say, 2 years when I took long breaks from trading, but I am like very, very much, very, very like motivated recently to just get back to trading like properly, even like taking scalps. So like there was a time when, you know, I'd only wait for high time frame setups or wait for price to come into key areas. But now, like, I will I'll take scalps and stuff like that, or do whatever, pretty much whatever's on the table. So I don't think I'd ever retire from trading. It's fun, isn't it? It's fun if you're trading, you know, if you're trading Bitcoin and alts. You know what, the volatility we've had on alts. If you're talking about just generally, like, just generally retiring, I have no idea. I would say, I don't know if I want to reveal my age on here, but I mean, ideally, it'd be nice to be retired in the next 10 years. I think that's like, yeah, if I could retire in the next 10 years, then I'd be very, very satisfied with what I'd done. So, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, my honest answer is I don't know. But if I could retire at some point within the next 10 years, I'd be very, very happy with what I've achieved. Retirement this bull? No. I don't think so. I don't think so, mate. Very optimistic of you, though. I like it. I like it. Very optimistic. Right, so we're pushing back up now. Here we go. Here we go. And here we go. Here's the relief coming on the S&P. Now, we should, in theory, the way that this looks, we should get a push up now. We should start to push up throughout the rest of the session. In theory, up to here. Do you have a nest egg figure in mind? Most YouTubers hosts say 8 figures. 8? So what would that be? That would be 10 mil and above, wouldn't it? 10 mil and above. No. You can, well, the thing is, right, so the thing is, it depends what your goal is, doesn't it? It depends what do you want to do. Here we go, right, so we've got S&P 500 now providing expansion into here, and Bitcoin starting to go. So it depends what your goal is, doesn't it? It depends how, like, what type of lifestyle you have. Are you responsible in spending money? When you get that money, are you going to be responsible with it? I.e., you know, are you going to maybe put it into hard assets, or are you going to put it into some sort of, you know, safe haven? You know, i.e., you consider Bitcoin if you've been in from lower. But, you know, something, you know, with a lot more stability where you could get, you know, maybe a couple of % a year is what you would consider a safe haven, isn't it? Where Bitcoin is probably still very much in its cyclical plays. So, i.e., you know, you buy in the depths of a bear market and you sell when you think the price is extremely high. But it just depends on what sort of lifestyle you have dreamed of yourself. So, you know, if you want to go about driving Ferraris and Lamborghinis and, you know, you want to be blowing money and just pretty much, you know, if you want to literally live like you're on GTA or something, then yeah, probably 8 figures is something you need. But, you know, if you have a simple life, like obviously a simple lifestyle, so, you know, you just want a house that's mortgage free, you know, obviously, like, you know, something like a 4-bedroom detached is obviously just a standard nice, really nice house in it to have to, you know, bring up a family and stuff like that. If you can get something like that, obviously no mortgage, you know, you're not trapped into that. While people are typically trapped into a mortgage when, you know, into the 50s, maybe early 60s, aren't they? But, you know, you just drive, you know, like a reasonable car. You know, instead of going buying a car for like 200-300 grand, you go and buy one for say 40 or something. Yeah, it just depends what your expectations are and your lifestyle is, doesn't it? Just people live differently, and depending on money, you know, obviously you can live differently. But I'm a very simple person, me, so I wouldn't need 8 figures to retire. Is the answer? It's the answer you want, isn't it? No, I wouldn't need 8 figures. Why? What about you? What about you, Scotty? Up we go, says Loki. Hopefully, mate. Simple lifestyle is the key, says Coffee. I appreciate your take, Dave. Thank you. I'm way too much of a dullard for a wild lifestyle. Yeah, I mean, it just depends, doesn't it? The thing for me is the one thing. It's never about the money for me. It's never about the actual money for me, which sounds obviously funny when you say it like that, but it's about the time. So the one thing you can never buy is time, in it. That you just can't buy, no matter how much money you've got. You know, the richest person in the world. You know, you can maybe do what Brian Johnson's doing, the guy who's trying to live like the longest ever. The guy who's, you know, pretty much just making himself a scientific experiment to see how healthy you can make a human in it if you can reverse aging. Obviously, with enough money, you could do something like that. So technically, maybe you could buy time, but you can't buy actual time. So if you can earn enough money to the point where you have free time, when most people spend the whole life working until, you know, they're like 65, then that's the real goal, innit? That's the real key. Is if you are fortunate enough to to not have to do that, and then you open up the door to yourself to have more time. Time is way more precious than anything that you can buy. So, you know, way more precious than buying any sort of car, buying any sort of watch, buying any sort of house. Time is way more valuable than any of that. So if you have enough money to free up your time, or at least, you know, maybe you work really hard and then by the age of 35, you retire or whatever it may be, then you can look at yourself and be like, well, I've done something that most people can't, because, you know, you might look at your friends or your family and go, well, they've got another 20, 30 years to work potentially. And then you've just freed up all your time. So that's the way I look at it. Which is why I say, you know, it depends what your expectations are, doesn't it? It depends what your expectations are. But if you ever achieve to the point where you're like, right, I could buy a really nice house, I would have no mortgage, I would never have to worry about bills again. You can buy yourself a nice car. You know, you can take care of your family or stuff like that, or, you know, you'd never have to work a day in your life again. You know, you could still trade and stuff like that, couldn't you? If you get to that point, I would consider that an exceptional achievement, I think. So it just depends what your expectations are, yeah. But that, in my mind, that's what, like, the goal is, isn't it? But yeah, again, differs from person to person, doesn't it? It differs from person to person, I think. Everyone has different expectations. Everyone, you know, you'd probably find it very difficult to go up to someone and say, would you like more money? And someone would say no. You know, everyone you ask, would you like more money? They'd say yeah. It's just a case of what you would think, right, okay, I've done a really good job here. So yeah, that's probably what I think. I don't know. I don't even know if that answers your question or not. But hopefully that answered somewhat of a question. Do make sure you drop a like on the stream. Big thumbs up there. Do subscribe if you're new. And yeah, if you want to trade anything today, do make sure you click that first link in the description. Sign up to BLOFIN. What are we doing? Oh, so we're $20 in profit. So this, for anyone who wasn't here at the start of the stream, so I loaded this account up with 5,000 USDT. So the goal is going to try and be to trade this to 10,000 USDT slowly. So currently, obviously, we have a 2x long position using 3,000 of the USDT. Currently $20 in profit. If we get up to 85k, that will be $53, and then I would have made roughly 1%. So we're just gonna do our best to try and, you know, whether it be scalping or obviously, you know, if we come into high time frame key levels and stuff like that. But yeah, I think I'm going to remove this sell limit, to be honest. But yeah, slowly trade this towards 10,000 USDT, which should be fun. So what's your plan when hitting your nest egg figure? Putting all of it in on an index fund and earning the returns? No, I don't think so. I think you always, I would always allocate towards Bitcoin. Yeah. I think for where Bitcoin is at the moment, I think if we're lucky enough to get one more bad bear market and price goes down to 30k, 20k, you know, not out of the realm of possibility, is it? 10k. Then I think that would be the trigger point of, it's reasonable to suggest for where the halvings are and stuff like that. If that happens in the next 2 years or so, or, you know, whenever before the quote unquote next bull market kicks off, if Bitcoin ever goes back there again, you know, let's just say sub 30k, I don't think it's out of the realms of possibility where you say, okay, this is probably actually a really good chance that it never goes below here again once it takes off again. So if we are lucky enough to you know, find ourselves in a position where we're sat here on stream and we're looking at Bitcoin at 30k, 20k, 15k, you know, whatever happens potentially cause that. If it happens, then I think that's the point probably where you buy Bitcoin and then you lock it up and then you never look at it again. If you're, you know, maybe you've already done that, you know, maybe you've got Bitcoin from 3k that you've locked up and you're like, I'm leaving this for the next 15, 20 years, or, you know, 15k, you know, maybe it doesn't matter. But I think if that comes again, then that's probably the point where you say, right, okay, there's probably a good chance this is never going this low again. It just depends. It just depends, doesn't it? Well, I mean, why wouldn't you allocate some to Bitcoin? I wouldn't at these prices, I don't think. Unless you're already in from lower. Or, you know, unless if you've got like a low entry and you're just always like buying. You know, there's nothing wrong with doing whatever you want. But I don't think I would ever just throw it all in the S&P 500 or something. Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's safer, you know, quote unquote safer. But it's nowhere near as fun. You're never going to get the returns over the next 20 years that you could possibly get from Bitcoin. And yeah, I just think, yeah, it's just, I don't know what the ultimate portfolio is. I mean, I don't know about percentage wise, but, you know, always having some cash, you know, maybe some into hard assets like, you know, maybe watches or something. Then, yeah, maybe some in the stock market, like maybe just the S&P or, you know, whatever. Then maybe some in treasuries, or I don't know what are they called in the UK. Treasuries. I don't know. Anyway, the gilts. I think the gilts, aren't they? I don't know. But yeah. So I think that's probably a fair assumption, yeah. I think just it depends, doesn't it? I think it depends on how well you want to sleep at night as well. You know, there's probably plenty of people that, well, I know of plenty of people that I follow that have pretty much took out all of the money from crypto and bought, you know, hard assets, whether it be, you know, houses or whatever. But it's just nowhere near as fun, is it, as having Bitcoin or whatever, you know, having Bitcoin or trading Bitcoin and stuff. And it's got nowhere near the potential. You know, I think in our, you know, obviously depending on how old you are, but in our lifetime, you know, why not hit another 20x from this price? I think Saylor is, I don't know if he's being serious when he says $13 million per Bitcoin in the next 20 years. I mean, I can't see that. But in our lifetime, you know, could you see? I imagine we'll definitely see 1 million. I'd be shocked if we didn't see that within the next 10 years or something. But, you know, in our lifetime, could we see 2, 3, 4? Maybe. Which is why I say, you know, if we do get lucky enough where we go down there again, 30k sub, that's probably the point where you allocate, and then you're like, right, okay, I'm literally just going to lock this away for the next 10, 15 years, maybe. I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, you know, you could come up with so many different, possibilities, couldn't you, or whatever. Yeah, exactly. That's it, mate. That's it. I think the one thing I'd be very cautious of, I think, is I don't know. Like, I think altcoins have lost a lot of trust, haven't they, this cycle? I think altcoins have lost a lot of people's trust this cycle. So I don't know. Do we just see like an absolute tidal wave of Bitcoin maxis come around now from like market participants of this time? Eighteenth of June is a 63.8% chance of the first rate cut, 25% basis points put into. Yeah, so I don't think they'll cut in May, but I mean June potentially. I mean, for me, yeah, I don't know. At the moment, because I haven't checked since, but before it was priced in 0.5%, so 50 basis points of cuts for this year. But obviously, Powell kind of talked that down a little bit in the press conference. That means they will fly next cycle. Yeah, from where? From where, though? That's the thing, innit? That's the thing, from where? Wondering if we will live to see the replacement of money with crypto. I doubt it. You can't use crypto as money, I don't think. Yeah, you can use stable coins, yeah. You know, if you want to talk about stable coins, yeah. But I'm not in the camp that Bitcoin, you can use Bitcoin as money. I mean, you can use it for transactions, yeah. You know, if you wanted to buy a house, then I suppose you probably will get maybe people sticking the house up or cars or whatever, and they'll say, oh, I'll take Bitcoin for it. But in terms of everyday transactions, I don't think you can use something like Bitcoin. You need something that's stable. Can you imagine the chaos if you walked into a supermarket and everything was priced in Bitcoin, and then the price crashes 10, 20% in a couple of days, and then you have to recalibrate everything? It's just not possible, is it? It's just not feasible. 56 tomorrow. I'm hoping for at least 1 million before I'm 66. Oh, nice, Mike. Hello to you as well, mate. Great to see you. Next cycle, everyone will be saying, I wish I allocated more to alts. What happened to the Lightning Network? That was all the rave. Well, it's still around. Yeah, it's still around. Yeah, you don't really hear much about Lightning Network anymore, do you? You got the S&P coming back down a little bit. How is that different from how money works with inflation? Because it's at a much slower rate, isn't it? It's at a much slower rate. So if you think about it, you know, say if inflation's at 5%, you'll obviously see things go up as you know, everyone will know, you know, shopping, you know, you go shopping, things are more expensive now than they was maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years ago. But it's at a much slower rate. So, you know, you see something for £2, and then maybe you walk into the shop in 6 months' time and it's £2.10 or £2.20. It's at a much slower rate. Where can you imagine if something was priced in Bitcoin? You know, say something's priced at £2 in Bitcoin, and then suddenly Bitcoin crashes. Suddenly Bitcoin crashes 20%, and then you've got to give away 20% more Bitcoin to reach that £2 figure than you did the day before. I just think it's just best, in my opinion, being left as a store of value and just seen as, you know, a competitor to gold. What is wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong with that. I think it's perfect for that, and that's what most people treat it as. Yeah, so I don't know. Just my opinion, anyway. Just my opinion. You know, maybe we see I mean, it's definitely it's definitely debatable in it is if we see a new world reserve currency, or we see some sort of currency that's adopted, kind of like the euro in it. The euro's adopted by a massive group of countries. Do we see something like that? Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, interesting. I just think, why try and make it something that it's just evidently not? Just leave it as it is, as something that people, there's only growing demand for it now, isn't there? So why not just leave it as it is, as something that people want to acquire, and hedge funds want to acquire, nation states want to acquire as an asset instead of money. But yeah, I don't know. Just my opinion. Maybe you think I'm talking complete rubbish. Just my opinion. But yeah, we've been on for 2 hours and 10 minutes so far. So do make sure you drop a big thumbs up on the video. Do subscribe if you aren't already. And if you're looking to trade anything over the weekend, do make sure you click the first link in the description. Sign up to BLOFIN. Non-KYC account. And it's obviously where we do all our trading at Stonksy. And if you do want to get Stonksy, obviously you get full indicator access, Discord access, and you get whitelisted for the training bot. You can get 20% off your first month with code BOT20. So you'll find that pinned to the top of the chat. So if you head over to the Stonksy website, which is in the description, and you use code BOT20 at checkout, you can get yourself 20% off your first month. And it is on a monthly rolling plan as well. So, there's no obligations for you to be tied into anything. And you can also, by the way, if anyone is looking to get onto it, you can also pay with crypto, but you just have to drop us an email for that. Don't forget to put your songs here. Some Maxi will tell you it is XRP and it will go to 589. Yeah, it'd be more valuable than anything on earth, won't it? But yeah, big thank you for everyone joining today. Obviously, we've had a great week of streams this week. Streaming twice on Wednesday for the FOMC meeting, and then we stayed on later yesterday, didn't we, to watch that pointless Trump video, but it was fun. And yeah, hope you all have a great weekend. Hope you've all had a great week, and I'll catch you Sunday evening for the weekly roundup stream that we do. And then obviously back on Monday as usual for the nice long midday streams. Thank you, everyone. And for anyone who's in the Stonksy Discord, I'll see you in there. Bye-bye for now.